I was obviously a professional setting. I was working, so I couldn't do nothing. But I felt like it was. I can only imagine it, bro. Like you just be. It's such a trip, bro.
Did they have a Raven there or no? Didn't
yeah, they did. That one like robot. I don't know the name of the group. It's like a robot. That big ass robot. That was.
I gotta check it out for sure, man. I gotta take my girl.
I feel like any show you go to, it's gonna give you some. I went to Grateful Dead. Never listened to their music before.
I saw it on like online. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, bro.
Don't be sorry,
bro. No, I'm saying I see there's like the teddy bears on the circle, like rainbow, and it was like the whole shit on the fucking dude.
That show.
I saw it online, bro.
They take you from like the inside of the brain. They go all the way into the brain, and then it like blows up to like the outside of the universe. And then it like goes all the way through the galaxies, and then
you talking about on the screen?
I'm talking about
everything.
The whole thing.
This is the whole deal, yeah. And mind you, this is pretty much the end of the show. Yeah. After they do this whole deal with the drums where it shows up and it moves with the music. Oh, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, they go from like the universes, and then it goes to like the Milky Way, and then it goes to like our solar system, zooms into Earth, and zooms into like the house all the way in San Francisco where they were at.
I'm definitely never going to take shrooms and do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll run out that motherfucking trip.
Bro, 11 out of 10 stars. 11 out of 10 stars.
That's crazy, man.
Wait, was you sober or you in there? That's the question. Hey, I need to cut this out if you want to. Allegedly. Because I was saying, the only reason I'm asking is because I know amplifier experience. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you definitely got to. That's a lot.
You have to go full experience. We have to go full experience.
You got to dip. You need to dip your toe. You're going to
jump in that water.
You got to jump in. You got to cannonball. You got to go.
For real, I felt that.
You got to go. But
yeah, no, for sure, got to check that out, man. But yeah. All right, y'all. So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Pook, along here with my brother Joe, man. And as you know, we try to put on for the city, you know what I'm saying, as we try to. So today's guest coming out of Las Vegas, man. He's a 2-division amateur champion and now 1-0 professional for Tough Enough. Right? Yes, sir.
Yes,
so
sir.
we got our boy Miguel Suavecito Suazo.
Yes, sir. Let's go, baby.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for having me.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming
going
through,
on?
bro. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm excited. I got this excitement about life lately. It's been
That's what's up, bro. That's good.
It's like circuiting through me. So
For sure, man.
I'm riding that.
bro.
How are you guys doing?
Oh man, beautiful, man. You know, it's Friday, so thank God.
Studio looks beautiful.
Thank you, man.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it, man.
1 year from now, the upgrades is gonna be crazy.
Oh
So,
man,
you know
I
what
appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely,
Thank you, man.
yes, sir.
For
Yes,
sure,
sir.
That's the
man.
plan, bro. Starting from nothing and then going to something, but every step, just like you know. And I'm happy to see that you're happy, enjoying your life, man.
For sure, man.
Living your thing,
came
bro.
with good vibes and everything.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gelato.
Yeah, shout out to for sure.
Team
Sponsor
Gelato.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
y'all need some more sponsors. Let us know.
Absolutely.
Man. We got to talk. We got to talk.
Gelato. It's all team, right? It's so.
Yeah.
Over the past couple years, I've really had some fantastic teachers who've taught me how to like put a team together, and sometimes people it's like you got to shapeshift. You try a tool, it's not working here. You grab the right tool for the right job, and it works efficiently, right?
Yeah.
So over the years, it's been a project. Gelato flew in.
That's
and
right.
it's been like, oh, my boys, like here you are, it's
sure,
excellent,
man.
excellent.
Like a missing link type thing, missing piece,
Yeah.
Connecting.
It just
connects.
It just sparks and it creates fire when it's around each other. So.
That's what's up, man.
That's
For
what's
sure.
up, man.
Positive vibes right there. I like that for sure. So, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, brother, your roots and stuff, where you come from and all that, man, if you can.
Well, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas.
Hey,
so
let's go.
I've seen the city grow into what it is today. I lived in the Bay Area for my senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Got to graduate out there. Came back, started a tattoo apprenticeship. Did that for 4 years. Got signed off. Fantastic journey, learning curve, getting molded. Kind of beyond the skill.
Yeah.
Getting ready for life. Mm-hmm. And then transitioning on, I worked in the hospital simultaneously, and kind of just getting life spit at me, uncensored, if you will, from a young age. So I've really just been keeping myself open to learning and trying to figure it out.
Nice.
Simplest, but
doing the Bay, like what school did you go to out there in the Bay? What city?
I lived in Milpitas, so I graduated from Cal Hills.
Okay.
Shout out the Mustangs. Let's go.
Hey, did you wrestle out there?
Where was that at?
Nah,
Milpitas?
You should have.
So it's a little north of San Jose.
Okay. I know what San Jose is.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a small 3 freeways, exits, big. But shout out to Millie, man. Shout out to all my people out there. I still connected with them to this day. It's nothing but love. They talk about Bay love. That's real. That's a real thing.
It's a different world over there, bro.
If you take care of it, man, they will take care of you beyond. Like, I love them, man. Those are my boys forever.
That's what's up, man, for sure.
So,
man.
So how'd you get into fighting, brother?
Well, I was 13, my very first lesson on my 13th birthday. I used to get bullied in middle school. And so my mom was like, he needs to defend himself. She worked at the Hard Rock. And so she had some friends that worked security, specifically Abel. He came through, started teaching me jiu-jitsu. He came through my birthday party. The very first thing he taught me was a triangle.
Nice.
No. I remember I was like, oh, I love this. Like, this is cool off my back.
Exactly.
Like, and so we trained maybe just a handful of times. That was back in 2009. Okay. And then I competed in the Grappler's Quest. Won first. And it was like, that was the start. That was my first taste of it, Nice. And throughout the years, I remember having that resurgence maybe at about end of 2015. I started thinking like, man, there's more to that. There's more than just the triangle. Like I want to know more. I want to dive more. Yeah. And so I kind of put it out there, and then I relinked with Abel. Like it was just a boom. Nice. And we started training again. We would train in like apartment gyms and like baseball fields. And our favorite was Paul Meyer. It's because it has AstroTurf.
Where's that at?
Kind of right by on like Flamingo and Torrey Pines area.
Oh, okay. No, it's like yeah.
So it's like right around there. But we would train there like even in the summer. It'd be like 103 out, 104, and that turf would be. We have socks on, like But he would tell me, he was like, man, and we'd be in the gi, like it'd be burning. And he'd tell me, like, if you get comfortable here, just imagine being in like an AC gym with like a nice thick mat, like you're gonna appreciate that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And so lo and behold, there's no coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. Yeah. Everything has been plugged in to right on the dot. And it led. It's unfolding before our eyes today, So
like you said, that's how I met you through that.
And
now you're here.
I feel like my first time seeing you, I think I worked at. Did you work at Desert Duels?
I think I either wrestled or were working. Wait,
I think you may have been working because I volunteered, and I remember. Like maybe it was a breeze by. We said what's up. That was our first time, like, because I was walking through the front.
Oh yeah, you talk about Apex.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think about high school. Yeah.
So
I definitely worked that. Yeah.
That was like, and I was like, oh, cool. Okay, cool. I put that face to a place, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I started seeing you more often. It was like once you start seeing someone in certain places, it's like. All right.
Exactly, bro.
There's this guy. There's a door where we gotta
walk then after that, I saw him from the stands, knocking a motherfucker out. That's the next time I saw him.
Up, man.
That was the next time. But no, then obviously Sal and Sal brought you to the PI. Then I was like, bro,
shout out to Sal, man.
Shout out to Sal. I was like, that's my boy too. So it was just natural, bro. Like you said, boom, boom, boom. Everything just played out.
Love. Shout out my boy Sal.
Shout out to Sal, man. Let's go.
That's the man right there, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, hey, shout out his brother Raheem too, man. So I went to high school with Raheem.
Oh, he's wild.
Me and that's what I'm saying. There's no coincidence. There's no misses. So like him and I were friends back in high school. We went on a Cali trip. We're boys, you know what I mean? So then years later, I'm like, I see him at the fights. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, my brother fights." I'm like, "Who's your brother?" He's like, "Sal." I'm like, "What? I'm like, what?"
Mind blown for real.
Like for real, like
Yeah,
another one,
that's
another
crazy,
one.
man.
You know,
Hell yeah.
Hey, Vegas is a big town, but a small city, man. I always say that.
Facts.
You know,
pinhead size.
Yeah, bro.
Pinhead size for real.
Especially if you date now, be careful.
Oh man, damn. I don't even
It
gonna
needs
get
a
into
TV
that
show.
one, bro.
It needs another TV show.
Hey, Love Island, what?
Vegas,
Vegas
Island, Las
Ve-
Vegas.
Yeah,
Hey,
Love
yo, hey, Drewski need to come out and do it. Could have been love out here.
For real. Yo, put them in a penthouse.
Yeah.
Put them at the Palms.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yo.
Hey, you know what?
Hey.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Copyright that. Save that. Look at
Copyright
that.
that, yeah.
For real. Hey,
Don't take that.
NDA.
Don't take that.
Hey, sign this NDA.
Yeah, bro.
You got a prompt on the screen.
That's
bro,
crazy,
that's
bro.
But that would be, if you think about the real world, it was
Yeah.
filmed over at Gold Strike.
Oh yeah.
So if they, I think now they just rent that
The
out.
room, yeah.
But it's like 7 rooms, and that spot is popping. You definitely
Hey,
get
don't
some
talk to me
drama.
about Ghost Spike, bro.
Oh yeah. No, I'm good at Ghost Spike.
Now, look at
No,
the
I'm not good. I wasn't good. So I didn't know. Okay, so I got 86 on something else because of somebody else. I guess we were in a group.
Yes, I
and
remember.
so
Good
so
days
I didn't
out
know
there.
that these companies are, some of these people own the same kind of clubs or bars,
Technology, the
like
facial
even
recognition.
outside. Like not on the strip or downtown, it's outside of Vegas, and they're like, "Oh, well." Then so the lady was like, "Oh, you can't come here," and I was like, "What for? What?" She's like, "Well, because something happened, situation." I already knew, right? Because I was already gone. But
You're
I
like,
got
how
the
do
call.
you know about
yeah,
that?
exactly.
You're like,
So
no.
she's like, "Oh, because it happened over," and she told me the place, and I was like, "Wait, what? What does that have to do with this?" She's like, "Oh, because they're all connected." I said, "Oh."
But to his defense though, he didn't start nothing. It was more something else.
Allegedly.
I was already gone. No,
Allegedly.
I swear to God, bro. I
Yeah.
wish I could say I'm not gonna
Yeah.
front, but I was already gone,
Bro,
bro. I swear to God, I was already gone by the time that shit happened. I was like, I got in my
Exactly.
car. 10 minutes later, I get a call, and I'm like, bro, what? Like,
Yeah, bro.
Allegedly.
It happens quick. It happens quick.
Allegedly.
Like I said, that facial recognition shit ain't no joke, bro. It happened
No,
so
for
quick, and who you
sure.
with, and everything just like,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't even like, we want some chill shit, It wasn't like
Yeah.
we returned.
yeah, shit.
It was some chill shit. But anyways, yeah.
So how did you get into the scene of fighting? Like,
That's a good
Kind
question.
of sim. Oh, I could tell my story. Shit, similar to you though. Shit, but my story with like UFC, the first thing I ever saw, like for real, is like in Cali they had the black boxes. Remember?
Yeah.
who's your first fight?
Who's my first fight?
Your first fight you like?
It was Arlovsky and Tim Sylvia.
And that's a banger. That's a
Yeah.
banger. That's a tall dude.
Yeah,
That's like your idea of
and that's why
fighting
I
is
fucked
like
with Arlovsky because the fangs the way he came out, he was
a savage.
he was a monster. And then, but yeah, I was just like a mom was trying to put a movie on for us and shit, and she went to pay-per-view and she like accidentally skipped onto some porn, right? So
accidentally, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
No,
Allegedly.
my mom was like, oh shit. My mom's like, oh shit, hold on. My mom like switches it back to the regular shit, like to the thing.
Hey, Joe's like, no, man, leave it on.
Then me as a devious kid when nobody was home, I fucking tried to find the same channel, bro. The same.
Of course.
And then like I
You hit
found
the
the
last button, fool.
but it was like the night of or something already type shit, or the day before. And then I just went and I
He
went
didn't
on.
cover his tracks.
Yeah,
He-
he did.
No, it wasn't me. My mom had the remote. She,
it cooked.
yeah.
She already knew.
But
She already
I
knew.
stumbled
I know
across
where it
UFC,
came
bro.
from.
I stumbled across UFC. That's how I stumbled across it because me and my little
'Cause I was-
horny ass was trying to look for the porn
Trying
again.
for the porn, he found UFC.
And I found
That's just crazy.
And I was like, what the fuck
Yo,
is
that's
this?
a-
And then my uncle, he was like,
Saved you.
My uncle's like, bro, you like UFC? I was like, what? Like, he's a huge fan of Mateo Mando. He's a huge fan of UFC too.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of got into it too as a kid. Like, just
That's funny, man. That's a good
like
story.
my uncle, like he just put me into that. And just, yeah,
That's crazy.
that kind of
bro.
happened and just been in love with it ever since.
And then all of a sudden, here you are, branded and fucking putting in work with it. you
Yeah,
know?
bro.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, not anymore,
Let's
but it's
go.
all
It's no
good.
coincidence, like you
all
said,
good.
right?
Yeah, we move on, baby. This is what
Hey,
we're doing.
you pick up your
That's what we're doing.
and then you keep building. You keep
That's
building.
right.
You know.
But yeah,
So
That's crazy,
it
bro.
happens. They don't say like, is it coincidence? Like you said, or nothing is a coincidence. So like, it
Nah.
just, sometimes it depends. It might not be the way you thought them out, but as long as you stay in the right path and going forward, look, now
and
we
you,
here.
and you keep that weight
Yeah.
off you. You know what I mean? You'll be
Hell yeah.
free. You'll keep being able to move through it.
For sure.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Trying to find porn to find UFC.
True story.
That's a story right there.
True story, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Then I saw Arlovsky beat the brakes out of Sylvia. I'm pretty sure it was 1 or 2, and then I was like,
Saved your life.
bro.
Saved your soul.
Yeah, I was like, bro, this shit is crazy. Then Bro, yeah.
He's like, this shit hits a different button.
Yeah,
he's
bro.
like, oh, hey.
Whoa.
He got knocked out.
bro.
Oh, shit. He's fucking bloody.
This is more
It's
exciting.
crazy, bro.
This is way better than porn.
That's crazy, bro.
For sure, brother.
man.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
fire.
man.
That's fire.
Hell yeah, bro. Let's get it, bro.
Yeah.
The
so-
memories. The
Yeah,
memories.
man. So what's how was your transition, brother? Going from pro to amateur?
The amateur pro.
From amateur. Sorry.
Well,
Is there a big difference, you would say, or?
no, because my coach since my Miami career was like, we're going to act like professionals now. So when we get there, we're not shell-shocked.
That's right.
So we've been like coded since we started pretty much. Show up, make weight, fight, be respectful, honor the energy, etc.
Nice.
And maintain that like you're not going out there, it's not a street fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not going out there on no gangster, like you're not a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's different. It's a whole different. So you have to respect it like such, you know.
Yeah.
And
Ain't the streets for sure.
it's like really the only difference is the time change, right? You get 5 minutes instead of
3, right?
instead of 3.
Yeah.
And then when you first started, it was 2. When I first started, it was 2-minute rounds. And man, my first fight, I remember I couldn't breathe, and I was like in the corner after that 2 minutes, and I was like, and my coach was like, I can't even remember. It was like Charlie Brown, like wah 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 wah, and I'm like, my coach, I can't breathe. And he's like, oh, ding ding ding, and I was like, where are you going? I was like, no. I was like, shit.
It's ready.
And then I gotta fight this dude again, and I'm thinking in my head like, if I'm feeling it, he's got to be. Who knows how he's feeling?
No, for
That's
sure.
an unknown variable, huh?
But once you jump in, oh man, all the thoughts become hindsight, in a way. And
So how
you
was it
just-
for your first fight? Like for you, the experience.
Like
the
AMI overall, like AMI, right? Just amateur.
Just
number one?
My very first
Like
debut
very
fight.
first like debut fight, yeah.
My debut fight, it was so I had gotten a name, and I looked this guy up on social media, and I find this account, and it matches the profile. It matches the rank.
Bro.
It matches the okay, this guy's a Carlson Gracie guy, you know, and so I'm studying this guy, and I'm watching this guy, like, you know, I'm like, all right, this is the guy, like, and then I get to weigh-ins, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, none of these guys look like the guy. And then when they're doing roll call, they say the guy's name. They're like, Nick Matthews? I'm like,
He remembers the name and everything. Then Nick Matthews.
Of course,
yeah, he's
dog.
like,
Of
I
course,
was locked
dog.
in, baby. He's
Of
like, I was
course.
locked in, baby.
I was locked in. Like, what? Your name? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just the cover plate. That's the on the resume, man. That's
Let's
on
go.
the booklet.
yeah.
But anyways, and then I hear this guy start talking. I turn around, and it's some like 6'3", 6'4", tall, lanky dude, and I'm like, that's not what I was like in my head, you know.
Yeah.
And so he had asked, "Are head kicks allowed?" And then I'm like, "He's trying to kick me in the head?" And I'm like, "That's a crazy question." And I was like, "Just be cool, be cool." I'm chilling there, and then and we were backstage. I had eaten a banana because I was like hungry. Those are the nerves,
Yeah.
right? I was like hungry, and I'm like, I gotta eat something. Like, what's going on? Like, I gotta jump rope, and like, you know.
Yeah.
So I eat a banana, and then I fight. It was down at the D. This was Bike Fest, October 6, 2017.
Nice.
Tough enough, like.
Yeah.
Man, it feels
it
like
outside? Was
yes.
So like,
yes.
was it like don't pay tickets? You could just walk
you could just
up.
walk up.
Damn.
I weighed in right there on Fremont
Yeah.
Street, right
Nah,
there on that
hell
stage
yeah.
where right there on the. I'm in my underwear and Cuero. I'm like 155. Bro. I'm like,
That's
Let's go. Let's go. All
That
these
is
random
funny, man.
people just walking past. It's like 1 PM. But
That's funny.
But then I remember I won, and I didn't feel like you've watched fights and you see dudes like win, and then they go on like this run around and they're like screaming and they're like, oh. And I remember winning, and I just treated it like we were in the gym. Like I wanted to help him up, but I just looked at him and he was pissed, and I was like, And And then I'm like, fuck, I need water. I'm tired. Like,
Hey, wait, how'd you win though? How'd you win?
Armbar.
Nice.
Armbar,
Hell yeah,
yeah.
armbar. Shout out to the armbar.
Yeah, it was something that we had worked on specifically the week before, and it was just one of those deals where it was like, Coach, look, the drill we did, the move of the day, I hit it in the fight. You know, it was cool. So,
So like what you were saying, like you think like is it better to like not know your opponent or like to be watching him and studying him and like would you rather like no face, no case it, or like you already been kind of planning for him, like when you go into a fight? What do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's obviously, like, if you read The Art of War, it says know your opponent, right, and you'll win 9 out of 10. If you know yourself but don't know them, you'll win like half the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know them or yourself, then you'll lose all the battles.
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of I do feel like there is power in studying your opponent and kind of watching them, studying them as if you were a fan, you know, like, what does he do well? What's his favorite thing to throw? Like, you know, and you start breaking them down. I won't give too much sauce out, but you know what I'm saying?
Go read the book.
Yeah,
I got it right there.
Yeah, you got to go listen to it like I did, man. I would listen to it while I'm cutting weight.
Sure, bro.
You know, over and over. But I do feel like there's power in knowing what you're stepping into. If I'm fighting a guy and I know what his favorite things to do are, then I know we're not the fuck to be, you know? Can I curse on here? My bad.
No, man, you can say whatever the hell you want. You pose with the homies, baby. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Then I know, this dude throws a left head kick. His favorite kick. He's knocked every dude out with the left head kick. Okay, so what am I not going to do? I'm not going to go in there and start circling to my right. You know what I'm saying? So with my hand down.
Yeah.
It's, but then the fight game has happened and they've switched opponents on me on day of weigh-ins. And I'm like, who is this guy? You know?
Especially amateur level, it happens a lot, huh?
At the Emmys, oh my goodness. Because they're figuring it out there. The fighter, the promotion already knows what's up. You just need to sign the dotted line and show up, dude. It's like, make their job easy. Otherwise, it's going to be like, you don't want to be the dude that's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, you know your job. You know what you're signing up for.
Exactly.
Do your job. Make their process easy.
And all go smooth.
And then focus on, that way you can only focus on your fight, you know? And you're not sitting here dealing with fat, you know?
And then to your, like you were saying earlier, like treating like a professional, bro, because imagine if you do get to, you are professional already, but you get to the high level and you can just be like, oh no, I don't want to fight. Then the promoters will be like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like if it's a major difference, but at the end of the day, bro, like that's a chance for you too as well. Yeah. You know, it's a chance for both people. But it's like, bro, all right, I'm ready. I made it weight. Fuck it. Let's throw it down. I'm already here. Like, you know, some people just kind of, I seen it before. I get it. To each their own. Yeah. But you said professionalism, especially with dealing with big companies, corporate promotions, they need guys that are there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
So kind of that's professionalism too in that sense. I already made weight. I'm here. Fuck it. Sign up. Bring them on.
Yeah. Right. And at that point, it doesn't matter. If you're ready, you're ready.
Yeah.
You know, this is a theme that gets repeated in a different lesson on ways to be ready, you know. And it goes beyond fighting, but to keep it fight specific, just in training, if you show up to your sparring ready versus not, you know, it's going to show in the results. Yep. You know,
facts.
And then you can try to make any excuse about it. You just weren't ready. Yeah. And like sometimes some people have you can't swallow that pill. It's like, dude, just get over it. It's like, let it go. Short-term memory. You're back on the mat, getting better. You know, nobody's gonna hold a gun to your head, be like, you weren't ready in sparring, so you can't come back until, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like,
take the lesson and learn it, and then move on.
Then show up, and then show up again. Yeah. Yep. And then keep showing up. You know, that's right. Show up ready next time.
Yep.
Hell yeah,
sure. Prepare. What they say, stay ready, so you gotta get ready. You know what I'm saying? So for sure.
So it's a year-round thing. There's no, and like you said, big companies want the guy that's gonna be saying yes, but also you have to remember it's like it's your career. You're the one that's stepping in there. If you don't feel ready to step in there, if it's like, oh, my elbow's done for 3 months, I haven't been okay then, and they offer you a fight on 2 weeks with a number 5 prospect in the world because somebody else fell out, couldn't do their job, and it's like you might need the money, but guess what? You're gonna basically derail your brand, essentially, your business.
Yeah.
It's like putting your business on the tracks.
Yeah.
With like, you're a Gio Pinto and they're a freaking, you know what I'm saying?
Gio Pinto.
Ferrari or something.
Like not even, because you ain't been ready. You ain't a Ferrari yet.
Yeah, you ain't there, bro.
You ain't a Ferrari yet. You like a Gio Metro. You like in the Toyota Corolla. In what I pulled up in. You know what I'm saying? You pulling up in my shit and you like, hey, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. It's like, my boy, he got a V12. Like,
exactly. You about to find a scat pack, homie.
Dude,
like,
you gotta get ready.
You ain't finna make it, my boy.
Exactly.
No.
And I felt that.
Cooked.
Yeah, bro, straight up,
so
man.
you have to think of it in the professional sense on your end as well, right? So, of course, there's short-term opportunities like that, but there's always ways to mend it through just good business practices, whether it's like, hey, I can't take this one, but give me 6 weeks and I can be on that card. You know what I'm saying? To where they know that you're applicable. You're not just like, sorry, can't do the job for you.
Yeah, because you become unreliable.
Let's hear and tweet about the event, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to see like, hey, I can't do this one because of this, and it's a valid, you know? All right, cool. Then you'll be cool, you know? As long as you just continue to be easy to work with is the main thing. Some people become too
difficult.
You owe me the
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Or even sometimes they become too Hollywood too. Sometimes they what's it called, believe in their own sauce a little bit too much too.
And drink their own Kool-Aid.
Exactly. It'd be like that too, bro. I'm like, bro, that's why you gotta have good people around you. You know, like good team, like coaches, like obviously you have. Keep and yourself, keep yourself grounded. Man, that's the best thing I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And especially you got a good team for sure. They're gonna keep your head, your head up for sure. If you got a good team, I believe that. These guys keep me going. You know what I'm saying? Grounded.
They
exactly.
keep you real. If you're acting out of pocket,
exactly.
Hey man, you've been out of shape right now. You need to.
Facts, bro.
You know, and
likewise, it's the same. Both reciprocate the same way. You know,
1,000%.
You know,
1,000%. And I feel like some people are scared to like ask for that. You know, they don't want to like appear like they can't control. It's like, man, just ask for the help.
It's a man thing. He's like because us as men sometimes we see the way we're raised is like, oh, you're being like it's like a sign of being weak, but really it's not. It's just like, bro,
like isn't it stronger to just get someone who can get the job done faster and better than you?
Exactly, because if the hardest thing for you is to ask, that should be the thing you should do, because that's the hardest thing for you. You're going the easy way out, right? It's like that's easy. Anybody can do that. But if you're gonna be a man, then be a man and do the hardest thing for you. And if you gotta ask for help or you gotta ask for somebody to be there for you, then do it. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
That's the hardest thing. Like you said,
exactly
the hardest thing, and then once you conquer the hardest thing, then the help is another side of that.
Exactly, bro.
But like you said,
then that bubble pops. It's like, you know,
facts.
That's straight up, bro.
Let's go, man. Let's keep it going, bro. We're gonna go right now. We're gonna good one. Let's go. We're gonna go one, baby. We're gonna go one.
You know what? So I got a question, man. I gotta, we asked this for everybody, man. We already in there, for a minute now. So I want to ask you, what is your Mount Rushmore, man, of fighters? It can be, I'm gonna say MMA, but I mean you can do boxing, whatever. Yeah, whichever you want to do, man. But just give me your take, man.
Combat sports.
Combat sports.
All right. I'm gonna hit it with John Jones.
Oh man,
unquestionable. I don't care what anyone says about nothing. Yeah. That's it. Don't talk to me. Period. John Jones is number one. Nice. All right. Number two. I'm gonna put, just because of like who I was watching, I'm gonna put Fedor right behind John.
Wow,
man.
Because that dude, picture that dude. You a bouncer and you got to kick that dude out of that dude's starting to get rowdy at a bar or something. That dude is a tank. He is coming forward and
he wasn't even like ripped or nothing, but you just tell.
He was a tank.
Yeah, you could just tell.
And their favorite thing was just putting him up against like just some dude with a record, you
Yeah.
know, and then he would go in there and batter.
And
I
that's
was
the-
like, this
the
fight can't
Pride
be
days,
real.
no?
Pride days, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd go in there, maul him, pick him up, slam him on the ground, kick him in the head. I was like, Jesus.
Hey, dude.
Ragdolls.
Bro, but the most impressive thing I seen about Fader, bro, is he even got slammed by Randleman. Remember? Randleman slammed him on his head and he didn't get knocked out.
That was
Oh,
that was a
snap.
fight that they were surprised at. They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Randleman's not folding." You know what
But
I'm saying? He ain't
Randleman
melting.
literally lifted, rest in peace, Kevin Randleman. He lifted a Fedor, bro, like slammed him in a way ain't no human being possible supposed to.
Right.
I gotta see that.
Right.
Bro, he
I
he
gotta
still
see
and he
that
won the
clip.
fight. I'm pretty
Wait,
sure.
he
if I'm
still
not-
won the fight after that?
Yeah, like he was down.
Bro.
That's why he's on.
I see why you're
Yeah,
talking.
sorry,
Yeah,
but I didn't
I
interrupt you. My bad, but
You
you
don't
know,
be
I
sorry.
just,
Don't
You
be
just
sorry.
clarified it. Why?
You gotta
yeah,
add
I
the
just,
sauce.
I just
You gotta
add,
add some
I gotta add a
sauce,
little something
baby.
to
Hey,
that.
we all
I remember
trust
that.
in here.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
cook. Let's
No,
cook.
now I
Let's
see
go.
why. Now I see
This
why.
is our plate right here.
Yes,
We
sir.
all adding dish. Let's go.
That's crazy.
So definitely that's why Fedor's number 2 on there. Number 3. Oh, number 3, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put Anderson.
Let's
like that
go.
one.
I'm gonna put Anderson Silva.
I like that.
Just because, yeah, that style at the time when we were seeing it,
Yeah, it was different.
it was something where it was like, what? Like this fool's
That
like,
was that
you know,
Brazilian
like,
stuff, bro. That-
oh man,
telling
Yeah, bro,
me,
this
bro.
was real life Bruce Lee and them motherfuckers.
this fool really was like, dude, I'm over here just woo bink, like, you know, it was just.
He was like Pelé of soccer, like for UFC though, basically.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
samba,
Like,
that's-
yeah.
So when his foot snapped,
Ooh, I remember this scene that.
oh my god, I remember being like, no.
It was a sad
Oh,
day.
like it's over.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Oh,
it.
dude, yeah.
Um,
You're right about that. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can picture it now when you say
Yeah,
it.
I remember.
I just
yeah.
have the picture burned in my.
Because he
burned in my
kicked him, right? He kicked him and he put his foot down, and that's when it snapped, or it snapped.
No,
and
it
he kicked him?
snapped. It snapped
On
on
his
the
knee?
kick. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
floating. It was floating at a V, literally like off
And
the
then
kick because it was
boom.
just a perfect check.
But dude, did you
Yeah.
hear though that Weidman supposedly said he threw his knee down lower on purpose?
Oh damn.
Did you?
Listen,
I heard about that. That's I don't know if you heard about that.
I did it. I did it.
Yeah, supposedly that Weidman threw his knee a little lower, so like when it
Because
wasn't
they
shin.
knew they were throwing it.
It wasn't
Yeah.
shin.
You know
it was,
what? I remember hearing someone say something like
Yeah.
that. They were like, he knew he was throwing that kick, so they
Yeah.
had just worked that check. And I always think like, yeah,
It wasn't shin to
Makes
shin. It
sense.
was knee to shin.
Yeah.
It wasn't shin to shin. It was knee to shin. That's why I kind of like just.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, but I could be mistaken. But
they're
fact check
right.
me on that. The people fact check me.
Yeah. Fact check that.
Yo, that was so yeah, he gets number 3 just because that was super fun to watch. And then I'm super torn between I'm gonna put the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Let's
Man.
go, baby.
Yo.
I've been waiting for that one. I'm waiting for
Yo.
somebody to say something like
Let's
that.
go.
Yo.
OG.
For
Yo.
sure. That's OG right there, man.
That's OG as OG gets. Check it out. So
Yeah.
I remember, I think my first glimpse of, I was about 9 years old. I remember my first glimpse of UFC was a knockout compilation.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think on Spike TV or something, and it was just all Chuck Liddell knockouts.
Yeah.
And this dude's just, boom, boom, boom. And it was, and then they would show another one, and I'm thinking it's the same fight. I'm thinking they're just lining dudes up and just, all right, boom, he's knocked out. Next, like, boom, all right, he's next. And I'm like, who is this guy? And he had the mohawk, and he was like the, at the time, I'm like, that's the guy, you know,
he was.
with the mohawk, he's him.
Yeah,
That's
he was,
him.
bro.
And you know, growing up throughout the years, I've learned to that's a staple that can't ever
For
fade
sure.
away. You know,
For sure.
Hey, that was a solid top.
Iceman.
top
Think of that nickname, homie. The Ice.
I
He's
forgot
coming
they
to
called him
ice you.
Iceman, yeah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
put you on ice, like
He was a beast,
with
man.
the shorts too, everything.
That time with him, and who
Signature.
else was that? Like at that time too, it was
Tito.
like Forrest Griffin,
Couture,
Tito,
Arlovsky, I was saying,
Couture.
Tim Sylvia,
Yeah, bro.
Vitor,
yup.
Vanderlei. Wait, a little before.
Rashad Evans,
Rashad,
yeah.
Joe Daddy
Evans.
Stevenson,
Man,
Yeah.
that was an era, dude.
Brad Imes. That season 2, Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So, all right, now here's the spin, and now I'll finally get it off my chest and tell the tie-in.
Okay.
There's no coincidences ever.
For
right?
sure, I agree. Yeah.
So I was 9 years old, and at the Ultimate Fighter Season 2 finale, my mom worked at the Hard Rock, so we knew security, all that. We were just cool. The finale was at the joint.
Yeah.
She brought me, and I remember right when we walked in, Josh Berkman, he'd taken this dude down, and I like looked over at the cage, and he 3 elbows from side control. Boom. Dude's freaking stiff as a board. That's like walking into the place. And my mom was like, what did I just bring my kid to? Like this.
You're like, this is awesome.
I'm like, Mom, stop turning my head. I'm like, look at him. His arms are stiff. Like, it was crazy. And so I had a white T-shirt on. I'm running through that whole play. I met Keith Jardine. I met Herb Dean. I met Bruce. I met Joe. He was interviewing Rich Franklin. Oh, I met Korn. Korn was the fun. He had a cool sticker. Remember that shit from childhood. But he's interviewing Rich Franklin, and I'm in the back of the interview, and I like see myself on the screen, and then I had a little mohawk. I got the footage.
We're gonna add it on there.
Yeah. Hey, send it to me.
Send it to us so we can put it on the clip.
Absolutely.
Got you. That'd be a sick ass clip for sure.
For sure.
So, and I haven't been able to find the footage ever since I found it this one time. So I'm dying. I need to get in touch with media because I know they have the full uncut footage.
Oh,
you know,
for sure, man.
But yeah. So, anyways, that video or that fight was at the joint.
Yeah.
And so 20 years later, it's now the Virgin Theater. And so Tough Enough has their promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And they have me on the card. And so it was like, oh my God, and I remember that full camp. I'm like, I'm going to blow the roof off this place.
Yeah.
Because no one knows how much this like really means to me. Man, I was 9. There was a line to meet Dana. Hella heads to meet Dana. And they see this 9-year-old kid, and they're like, oh, you go to the front. And so I remember shaking Dana's hand. Like, they were like, oh, boom.
Full circle, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'll shake his hand again,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And I'll tell him, like, we've already met, you know? So,
Yeah.
but those are things that keep me grounded on my journey, you know? It's like, there's a lot of stuff that that's always been the one thing where I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make that happen.
For sure.
Because that was my fascination as a kid was like all these freaking the fighters going. You know what I mean? Like that was.
You can't make that shit up.
You can't. I'm gonna find this.
That's
clip.
that.
Yeah.
You know, that's that vision when you know what you want to do, and then also like working at it too.
Yeah.
You know, working at your goal, working you see it. That kind of helped him. Not speaking for him, but it's attainable. You know, it's attainable. It's there.
White T-shirt.
Is that you right there?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, damn.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, man.
Young
That's
Joe
what's up,
Rogan,
man.
man.
We had hair.
Crazy. Yeah, hair.
hair. Like,
No disrespect, bro. No disrespect, brother.
No,
so-
for sure, man.
That's what's up, bro.
so that's why I feel blessed because I know my direction that I want to go, and that's the blessing. Is like knowing what direction I don't care what is gonna get tossed my way because I know that's gonna be a reflection of what I'm asking for. So I just everything keeps aligning with that. Everything keeps because I know where I'm going. You know what I mean? I just don't know how I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I know
but
I'll
you
get
gonna
there.
get there,
Though.
though.
I'm gonna get
You
there.
gonna
though.
get there.
Hey,
You're doing the right things, bro. You're doing the right things.
You
You're on the
know what I
right
mean?
track.
You're doing the
bro.
right things, bro.
You're on the right track.
For sure,
man.
for sure.
Stopping and enjoying the journey, and that message sinks in, and it means more day by day. It's like you're gonna think of these days and be like, man, I was doing the what, and like, you know, you just don't ever want to be in the position of like regret, where you're like, man, I didn't work right.
Yeah.
Like anything of that is just already. It's like I want to make sure that everything gets appreciated.
Take every opportunity you get.
And you just soak it in, let it filter through you. You know, some things you keep, some things let it keep. You know, but all in all, just let it keep showing itself to you. You know,
That's for sure, bro. I agree with that, bro. Yeah,
I like that, bro.
that's a clip right there. For
Create
sure.
that memory, you know, even if you didn't do it all the way, but you did it and you went for it. Like you said, I could look back and not from a point of regret. from a point of where I actually did it, and
Right.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you never
just
lose when
keep
you try,
going, bro.
man. I
Facts.
tell people you never lose when you try. As long as you try, you're never losing. You know, it's just another lesson. You just got to take more steps to get to where you're trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of the journey. You know.
And you're not gonna know what it looks like either.
Exactly.
It's like if you're asking for something you've never had, what makes you think you're gonna know everything on the way there? You ain't never been in that room, so you don't know the journey. This is your first time going there. So if you got all of a sudden you got workload and you're busy, it's like, hello, you asked for this. This is what it looks like now. You want to be set? Then you got to show up. Like, you got to. So it's a process of figuring it out, what showing up looks like every day. And sometimes it's showing up for your job and showing up for what you got to get done. And then sometimes it's just showing up for you and making sure that you're good, so you're not out here tweaking on people. You know what I mean? And that's basically been the balance of figuring out, like, those little time spaces where I don't have lessons or I'm not working. I try to just still out and not put pressure on myself that I gotta be like, just let everything keep unfolding, because like the more you stress, you're adding that to your food, you're adding that to your sauce. You don't want that. It's like, just chill out, let it come, let everything flow, and it'll appear as long as you just keep working though. You know,
For sure.
So
that's the key for sure, bro. Yeah, I've always said that. I was like, at one point I was like, you got to go through the trials and tribulations because you asked for this at one point. So now that it's in your face and you ask for it, whatever comes with it, you got to deal with it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro.
Whatever it is, you got to, because now you're in a position where it's now in your front door. So what you gonna do with it now? You know?
like
100%.
my coach always says is like, that's the unforgivable sin, is asking for something and then not willing to do the work required.
For sure.
And it's like, no matter what that is in your life, if you just don't show up for it, it's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like with everything, you know. But like I said, you do have to show up for yourself sometimes. In those times where you're ambient or you're in limbo per se, you're not tied to anything. You don't have to, like, build a skill for yourself. Watch some videos, like, soak yourself in with what you love to do and what, like, I like watching interrogations and I like psychology shit. You know, I like stuff that
You like true crimes and shit?
bro, so much. Like, oh man, I did the Coroner's Academy, and that was like, oh my,
Wait, what?
oh yeah, dude, it was.
Oh, that's he did tell me something about the corners. Yeah.
Dude, so I worked healthcare. I worked in the hospital, and that was like, you know, your patients from ICU to like newborns to like, you're seeing everything, every walk of life, and then of course you have people that die, and that's like reality. So me being curious and wanting to know, like, what happens after they get shipped out of here? You know, they come picked up, you know, they're gone. What happens now? So I signed up for this academy. You had to go through like a interview process and then a testing process. And I went to like 2 boards before they were like, all right, cool, you can come to class. And it was like, it was like 22 people on the first day. And then after they broke down what they're going to be covering and how they're going to be covering it, it was like 18 to 16 the second day. And so it was like, because it was like, here you go.
Yeah.
You know? And so the things I took from that, I feel like they're so one-on-one, and I'll never get those experiences anywhere else. Yeah. So all right. I got to go on a ride-along with one of the investigators. And mind you, I'm gonna be very brief. Very brief. And just because, you know, just for respect out of the nature of the position I was in, right? But I got to basically go out onto the field and see what's what, right? And the order of operations is very simple. It's like an office, you know? Hey, you got to do this, 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 and this, and this when this happens, right? And then you're just basically like, all right, and you're the guy that's out there doing it.
It's
you
a
know,
dead body.
but it's someone that died.
Yeah.
It's the person that died. So you got to go find out who that person is. You got to go find their family. You got to let their family know. And then there's a whole rabbit hole on like, you know, but the way they classify everything, it's the name Sean. Suicide, homicide, accident, undetermined, natural.
Oh, that's a check.
SAHUN.
Sean, yeah. Everything falls into those 5.
Oh, I see what you say now. Yeah.
Suicide, homicide,
Gotcha.
accident, undetermined, natural.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How many things use are undetermined in Vegas? Probably a lot. Huh?
Bro, this is the city was run by the mob at one point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got shit on there from the fucking 80s still. They're like, hopefully some one day.
Somebody, yeah.
Yo, it's like, man, it is real. It's real. And it makes you respect life in a way where it's like, homie, you ain't special. You ain't exempt from any of this.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't play your cards right, this could be you.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? We had a lab where we're all gloved up, and we have we were supposed to only have 3. There's 4, and she's like, yeah, he just decided to join us, and I'm like,
the dark humor.
Bro, that's the literally epitome of dark humor.
Oh man, dude, that's crazy, bro. But you gotta understand, those people did like. I mean, I get
they
to
do that on it. You have
yeah.
What's called desensitized?
Yeah, desensitized. Yeah,
Desensitized.
So I've like that alone right there. What you just said, desensitized. That's my trigger on wanting to learn more on like, think of a death row officer, right? Think of the walk he has to take. Think of what he's actually doing. He's walking someone to their death.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm like, what does that guy think about? And so I remember getting curious about that and finding the medical journal that they did a whole breakdown. Like they already been there, homie. They were like, we were curious too. It was like, how do these fools feel? These fools, and they're just like, oh, it's just work. It's just work. Like, oh, I'm just doing my job. Like, that's how they all came across it. And it's basically like a moral disengagement. Mm-hmm. Like, if I tell you get a job done, you only think about getting the job done. You don't think about your personal ethics. Like, oh well, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, there's no time.
Job's finished. Mm-hmm. Just like his shirt says, job's finished. You know what I'm saying? Like,
about the same thing like you were saying earlier about like the big pharma execs and stuff like that. They're in their positions. They're just getting the job done too. Like, it kind of ties back to that.
Yeah.
They just
we got a job to do, right?
They got to do it. You know.
They look at graphs. They look at information, and they go, that doesn't look like it's working. Throw this on there to make that chart number go up. All right, perfect. They had some of them might be clinical, some of them might be more techie, right? So it's a balance, but mind you, no one is like. There's no malice, and I feel like people get that twisted. Like, there's no malice. Yeah. It's not like evil people, or you know what I'm saying? They're actually like, it's just they're following their company's ethics. Because they're not bringing their personal ethics to the board. Think of if you had a job where everyone gets to feel some type of way about what they're doing.
Nothing would get done.
Nothing would get done. Mm-hmm. You go to Starbucks and be like, "Can I get a venti?" And she's like, "I only feel like doing grandes today." Like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's just not. It's not a reality. You're gonna do whatever it is to get the job done.
For sure.
So every job is essentially that. And you either want to do the job or you don't, right?
Really
or you have to do the job.
Really
I'm working my way to not have to do shit.
Yeah, no, facts, man. I agree with you 100%, man.
That's where I want to be.
That's what we all trying to do right now, man.
That's where we all at. So,
yeah, so as far as that, man, how did that build you? Did it mess you up a little bit, like seeing all that stuff? Like,
oh man, honestly, no. If anything, it taught me to appreciate it more. It taught me how to like. In hindsight, I remember I'd be at work and I'd be on a code, and there was this 18-year-old. I remember always hearing like, "You'll never forget your first pediatric," and it was this 18-year-old, and it was a rapid. I went up, I took his EKG, and his heart rate was like over 200. was like, that ain't normal. And he's telling me, like, my stomach hurts. I'm like, we're here to help you. Really? I get the EKG. I run to basically go run it to my office 3 floors down. Boom, they call a code. I go back up there. We spent like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours trying to save this kid. Just 8, 9 texts, freaking rotation. Like, we're working. And then they called it. And then I walked down the hallway back to my office. I remember seeing his mom. She's sitting there crying at the end of the hallway. And I went back to my office, and then they call, and they're like, hey, we're having a huddle up here. Just everyone that's a part of that code, if you want to talk about it. And I was like, no, it's life. Thank you, though. And I, like, hung up. And in hindsight, I feel like the part of me that wanted to be like, nope, I'm equipped for anything that comes. You know what I mean? I'm ready for anything. Like, I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm unfazed by it. This is what happens. It's my job to be dealing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what in my head is running. And mind you, I'm like 23, 24 at the time. Still a baby. Yeah. Like, you don't think about it. You're a freaking baby still. Like, you just barely learned how to, like, freaking wipe your own ass, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Now you're out here trying to shop for bidets and shit. You know, like, now you're starting to put your training wheels are starting to come off. Yeah. You know, so that's the essence of it. But months later, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, that mom left the hospital without her kid that she raised for 18 years. And it was like, damn. And they were checking on me, and I was like, nah, fool. Like, come on, you checking on me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, it's that disengagement. It's that morally, I would be, you know what I mean? I would feel that. Yeah. But on the job, you know, seeing Los Muertos, it was like, after working with people for so long, you're like, these people don't talk, thank God. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, bro.
Respect, yeah, no,
especially like security, we're gonna talk to everybody, bro. You gotta, you know,
you gotta filter life.
Yeah.
And peopling is exhausting. It is. And that's like, you know, your energy will be, your battery's dead after freaking working for 12, 16 hours, you know? Yeah. But it's also like, you gotta find that time to be like, hey, I need to freaking chill out. Yeah. I did 18 days in a row just like a few days ago. And that Sunday off, I was like, yo, I'm not doing shit today.
At all, yeah.
I've been on the go since like I'll wake up 4:35 in the morning, my shift's at 6. Boom, I'll be working all the way till 3:30, have to teach all the way till 8. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and then I'm training on top of that. So it's like I'm getting home at 10:30, 11 just to wake back up. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's the grind. That's what I asked for.
Hell yeah.
Like, I asked to be a champion. Motherfucker, you gonna do what the champion does. You get what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's the essence.
Go through it.
I love that, bro.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I love that, bro. Yeah. That's facts. But shit, Pook, I want to say, I know we talked about all the fighting and stuff, all the trials and tribulations, your path and all that stuff. So, like, what's really next for you? I know you want to know, and Tough Enough. You just won by impressive fight, knockout. You know, it was beautiful. So, like, what is the next steps for you? Without saying too much, I know no contracts are involved or this is an as involved, but without saying too much.
What's next? Suavecito, I'm dropping these shirts.
Let's go.
Hey.
Coming out. My man.
Stay tuned, man.
I didn't know it was a multi-person.
Yeah.
But I don't have 2X yet anyways.
So it's all good. Don't worry about it.
But I got you.
When I get you, you get one.
But Joe.
Oh, man. Let's go, bro. Thank you.
Let's get it.
Rocket.
Nice, man. Hey,
let's go,
shout out to Stay Tuned, man. Shout out to my boy, man.
Stay Tuned. I fucking appreciate you. Let's go. I'm going to probably rock it tomorrow tonight. You never know. I'm going to step out this. Thank you, bro.
Bro, it's so crazy,
Thank
though.
You,
the idea, remember? Because the idea we
did talk about an idea, bro.
Bro, like, because we thought about it, hey, bro, the fighters be bringing this. Just get them a shirt, like a fighting shirt like that. And then you cut today, I was like, oh, damn. Like, he ran on mine, bro. Like, you was
like a capsule,
ready,
like essentially, like,
a
collab, or even a one-on-one. Like, you come to the post of homies and you rock with your shit on it. You know, we were thinking something along those lines.
Along those lines,
yeah,
for sure.
Hey, showing up ready, baby. Showing up ready.
Let's go, bro. My boy, I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Sure, man.
So what's next is I'm gonna continue. I'm working on building a website right now, and again, all looking for the right member to do the job. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not a freaking coder. I tried. I was sitting there trying to learn Web3 and CSS, and I'm like, yeah, no, man.
This ain't for me.
It's like, hey, there's some things. You just too late, my boy. Just too late.
I felt that.
You just too
I
late.
felt that.
Hey, this party's done. Hey, the party's over, bro. What are you doing?
You gotta get somebody to do it for you.
So luckily, one of my best friends since middle school, we were neighbors.
Yeah.
And he's the guy that's like.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I just decoded the entire. You're like,
we're clear.
Yeah. So basically, what you're seeing here, and I'm like, all right, brother.
Yeah. It's up. We good.
You good? All right.
I'm like, so is the website live yet? He's like, no, not yet. I'm like, all right, cool.
Steps. We're going in steps.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm like, cool, do your thing.
Yeah.
Good things take time. Good things
For
take,
sure.
you know. So, because I'm looking to basically like not use anything. I want to build the whole everything from ground zero to where
you should, man.
It takes a little bit of time. But this has been the past like almost 10 years of different ideas and different like ventures that I finally feel like I'm starting to figure out how to intertwine them and make something real out of it. You know what I mean? Nice. So shout out my boy Rob. Stay tuned.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rob, man.
You know, he exceptional care.
Fire, man.
Speedy and actually like walked through the process with me, explained everything to me, because that's my favorite part about new shit is like figuring out how it works.
Yeah.
You know, that's how my teachers taught me, was like figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know, so every media, every art has its rabbit hole where, you know, I started getting into clay. I said, now I'm trying to get into welding because I'm like, this is too damn.
Like, what else I can learn?
When you start at ground zero, and it's like just getting myself there to where nobody like told me what to learn, you know. But once I was ready to learn something, I feel like the right teacher would present themselves, and it was just my willingness to like, whatever the fuck they dished out, that's what it is, man. Like,
you gotta be the sponge. And
you gotta be the sponge.
At that point,
for sure.
Sometimes you're a punching bag, and it's like you get what I'm saying. But overall, if you're looking to change and if you're looking to get better at something, then you can either like take your ball and go home and like stay mediocre, or you take what you're saying with the criticism, whatever it is, and you're like, shit, like I ain't never been told that before. Mm-hmm. You know, like I was like, well, I gotta face it. There's a reason I was told that. Now I correct, and
like that. There's
no like trying to. It's like no, you get better.
Yeah.
You know, there's my roommate. Shout out Darren Branch, man. I told him like, there's a South Park episode where like Saddam and Satan are dating. And he's trying to dump Saddam, and he's like, no, I'm changing. Look, I'm changing. Look, I'm changed. Look, I'm changing. I'm changing. Like breaks out a song and dance. It's just, but that's the essence of it. Is you have to like, all right, be willing to go through that, you know, that. Yeah. Man, a veces, you know, sometimes that shit feels like, fuck, a gut punch. It's like, you know, related to fighting, you got a bad sparring day, homeboy whooped your ass, like, you know, you weren't ready, whatever it is.
You gotta take accountability for that shit. You
gotta swallow it. Yeah. You gotta be willing to be like, if they wanted me to fail, they would have kept their mouth shut. But instead, they're giving me something tangible.
Yeah.
And if I'm trying to get somewhere, I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
He's telling me the game. You get what I'm saying?
And you show up.
And you just keep fucking showing up. Yeah. Man.
Let's go, baby.
You gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
I like that.
So like, you gotta listen. Even if you don't at the time, just take it with a grain of salt and then think about it later. You're like, you know what? Then they was right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't do that, you just go off thinking you're on a high horse and you know, and stick you to
And all of a
shit.
sudden, you're on your own Kool-Aid.
Exactly, you're on your own Kool-Aid, man.
You're on your own stream. You're the only person watching it. You're like, "What's up, guys? What's up, chat?"
I'm back again.
Hey, that's me.
You're
Fuck
putting-
everybody knows.
You got your boy putting shit in the chat to make it. Yo, I got a viewer in the chat. What's good, bro?
Thank you for the gifted.
Hey, let me get 5 subs. 5 subs.
Yeah, man.
5 subs by the end of the year, please. Please, I already have 4 different emails.
Oh, damn.
They only let you have 4.
Oh man, dude, that's fucking funny.
shit.
There's a lot of people that be doing that for sure. I've seen it.
As organic and as natural as it comes, man. That's why I feel like I'm not in a rush and I'm not worried about it. You know?
sure, bro.
Because it's like you're a reflection. This life is a reflection of what you're putting out. Like, what are you afraid of? You know, what are you so mistrusting of? Right? Like, if we're supposed to get something to us, it was for us.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't run from that, you know? Sure. Even if it is betrayal, even if it is a backstab, even if it is a heartbreak, like, you shouldn't run from, like, anything. You should ask for life uncensored, pa que sabe, pa que no te equivoque. You know what I'm saying? And you find yourself in a position where you're like, oh, man, I thought it was this. Homeboy, it was this the whole time, and we all seen it. We all knew it was that.
Yeah, you just don't
She
want to
loves
see
me. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I know too many of those. And you've been through it too. I've been through it too.
And she was feeling me for real.
You thought,
Oh, was she? Was she? Ah, my boy. You know, tell me the name of that place real quick. What's that? Is there an animal in that name? Absolutely, there is. You know what I'm saying?
It walk like a duck, it talk like a duck. Buy a duck. Buy a duck.
Must be a duck.
Yo, my fucking coach, he loves saying that shit.
That's true, man.
If it looked like a duck, it walked like a duck.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, man, it was a pleasure having you come here, brother.
Thank you so much.
We had a good time, man. I think there's more that we can talk about the next time for sure.
For sure. It's the first time. It's the first time.
Yeah, man. Shout out to stay tuned, you know, bringing the, making the shirts, man. Shout out to my
shout
boy
out
Rob,
Gelato.
man. Shout out Gelato. Shout out Turp.
Shout out Turp.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Goo, man. Shout out to the peoples in the city,
Let's
man.
go.
My boy AK, we out here.
Let's get it, baby.
So you know, man. Post Up Homies, we show love to the city, man. Anybody here and that show love to us. Appreciate Miguel coming in, man, showing love to us for sure.
Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
guys.
Tell us the story, man. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, tap in. Please comment, like, subscribe. Go follow my boy. Do you want to give me your handles, man, and where they can find you?
Absolutely. You can find me at official Suavecito on IG. YouTube is on the way, but it's the same handle, official Suavecito. I'm claiming that, and
right.
and I'm taking it. And if they want to work too, if the pomade wants to get down,
Call that one away.
tell them they got a William Levy Jr. over here to work. So
Hey.
for real, I do want to give a quick shout out. Obviously Gelato. I want to give a shout out to Mickey over at Vital Infusions and Performance. Without her, let me tell you, being professional, we talk about having to be ready. Without rehydration, without the vitamins, without the team, because man, you ain't doing it by yourself. I promise you,
brother.
You need the team. Amen. So shout out Mickey at Vital. Shout out Panda, my nutritionist. She is literally 11 out of 10, nice. And she's my recovery lady. She's another gem, another stone, on the belt. And Pure Green. Shout out Pure Green, baby. They've been taking exceptional care of me, especially after training, during training, sending me stuff that's like actually benefiting what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
The beet juice. My favorite's the Golden Girl. But these little Joe shots.
Let me see.
I don't think there's a.
What is that?
It's coffee, turmeric, and vanilla.
Makes sense. Coffee.
Wow.
I don't think there's anyone better to give it to.
Let's go. He just giving me gifts today, man. Shout out my boy Miguel, bro.
And like I said, I didn't know.
Hey, no, it's all good about you. I got you.
We got you.
We'll do it again. We're gonna do another one, and we'll have a gift for you too as well. So
shout out Lil Joe, man.
Pure
Green.
Shout out to everybody, man.
Hey, and shout out to my team since day one, Las Vegas Combat Academy, Coach Britt, all my teammates, Rudy, Dez, Tracy. We're coming, man. We got belts in all the divisions from 125 to 170, and it's just gonna keep happening.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Shout out to the team, man.
Go, man.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
the team.
everybody, man. You already know what it is. We posted the homies, and we out this motherfucker.